miembros de la familia. Mi nombre es Amarodago. Son bienvenidos de nuevo a mi canal. And to my English subscribers, hello family members. My name is Amarodago and you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm originally from Nigeria and I bring to you content based on how you can obtain your visas, immigration news, and how you can live your best life here in España. If you think you can relate to that kind of content, then please do well to consider subscribing by pressing the red subscribe button down below. Turn on your bell notification so whenever I post you'll be the first to get notified. Liking this video if you like this kind of content, sharing this content to other people who you think may need problem solving videos like this one. If you are an OG on this channel, guys, you know that I do this for you. You are absolutely welcome. Disclaimer, I am not an immigration lawyer, neither am I a recruiter. This video is brought to you from my own personal research and it's actually good for you to do your own research before you take that next step. All right. Today, if you clicked on this video, you definitely know what I'm talking about. I want to tell you about students who want to come with their dependents, how they can go about it. So we are going, you know, my videos, they are always detailed. So we're going to be talking to you about how you can bring your wife or your child, as the case may be, or just your wife if you don't have any child involved, or just your child, anyone. This is how you go about it and you get that visa for your dependents. All right, stick to the end because you don't want to miss any bits. All right, see you when we get back. You're welcome back, guys. All right, so now before you decide to bring your family members to join you, there are some things you need to consider. I'm talking about how to bring your dependents to Spain for studies. It is actually possible for you to bring your dependents to Spain for studies, but of course, before you take this step, there are so many things you need to decide among yourself. That means you and your spouse need to sit down together and decide on this factor. You are going to be changing location, especially if you're coming from an English speaking country. Like for somebody like me, I come from Nigeria and it's an English speaking country. So if you're coming from Nigeria, for example, or America, UK, wherever that speaks English, you will need to sit down with your spouse and decide on the fact that if the spouse is open to relocating with you, to learning a new language, to imbibing a new culture, and all those good stuff. If the answer is yes, then you've already checked out one box. Also, if you're coming with a child, you need to consider if you are ready to change the child's education system. You're open to allowing your child learning a new language and just allowing your child to grow up in a new environment. If the answer is also yes, then you have checked those two boxes. But if the answer is no, then you might as well want to come for your studies by yourself and leave your family behind. When you're done studying, you return back because it's so important. Another thing you need to consider is that your spouse may not get a job immediately your spouse gets to that country. Remember that whatever you have is what your spouse is going to have, and because your spouse does not speak the language, it's actually going to be difficult for your spouse, your said spouse, to start working once spouse land. Because I know of some couples that will say, let the spouse come and assist me. In order for me to be able to take care of the home front, I will need some assistance. If I'm going to be schooling, I need somebody who will assist me, who will make money on the side, so that the family, you know, will be better sustained. So yes, this is a fact, but let me tell you the true fact. The way you plan it may not be how it goes, especially when your spouse is not speaking Spanish. In order for your spouse to get a job, your spouse will need to have work permit and also will be able to communicate effectively in Spanish. And if these two things are not there, that means your spouse will be a dependent. As the word is dependent, that's what your spouse is going to be doing. Your spouse is going to be at home taking care of your child or children. And if you're ready to accept this fact, then you have to consider funds. If you don't have a scholarship, a fully funded scholarship, a fully funded scholarship is a scholarship that will take care of everything, will take care of your bills, you're even living, they even give you living expenses, take care of schooling and every other thing. But if you don't have that fully funded scholarship, you will need to have proof of funds. A situation whereby you even have a fully funded scholarship, your spouse will also need proof of funds and your child will also need proof of funds. So that's another thing you need to consider when you are thinking about bringing your dependent into Spain. So right now, let's go into what are needed in order for this process to be actualized. So now you want to bring your spouse. You've made up your mind. You people have sat down, you people have discussed. Your spouse is ready to join you in Spain. Your child is ready to accompany mom and dad to Spain. No problem. But one thing you have to do as somebody who is coming with dependents is to start on time. If you have friends who also got admission into Spain and they are starting 3 months before school resumes, you need to start at least 5 months before school resumes, because your process is not the same thing as the other person who is going alone. Your process is more, there are a lot more documents that you need to bring and more investigation will need to be made before you would have your visa, and your dependents also have their visas. So in order for you not to delay your own resumption, it is better you start 5 months before school resumes. So put this at the back of your head. Book for an appointment for legalization 5 months before school resumes. This is so important, because if you start late, it will affect your own school resumption. Take note. So having said that, now of course I did a video on how you can get your study visa, Spanish study visa, and that video is so new. If you've not seen it, you need to check it out. So because everything that I listed in that video is what you need to get. All the documents that I listed you need to get are still the documents you need to get for this process, like your MPC document, your affidavit of age declaration, your certificate from your school. That's if you're coming for masters. If you're coming for your undergraduate, you need to get your WIEC statement. Your WIEC statement of result from WIEC has to be sent directly to Spanish embassy. Then you need to get your WIEC result as well if you're coming for your undergraduate studies. But you also need to have police report. You need your medical certificate. If you have a sponsor, you will need to have a sponsorship letter as well as proof of funds from that sponsor. If you're sponsoring yourself, then you need to have 3 months statement of account, a statement of account that has enough money in it, and also how you calculate your IPRM. Guys, if you don't know how to calculate this IPRM by now, that means you're not doing justice to the videos that I share on my YouTube channel. Please do well to check this video. It's about how to calculate your proof of funds for whatever studies you're coming for. If you're coming for your PhD, you're coming for your master's or undergraduate studies, you can calculate based on your tuition and accommodation and based on your living expenses. So yes, you need to calculate it to get the exact sum that you'll be needed, because this proof of funds can actually mark your whole process of getting a Spanish visa. Yes. All right, you've done everything you need to do. You will need to also add now and your wife's marriage certificates. You have to add it, and you have to add your wife's MPC document and affidavit of age declaration to the list of your own documents. Then your child's birth certificate will need to be added to this list. All right. Now, why I said you need to book 5 months before the time is because this marriage document will have to go to the registry where it was gotten from. You have to go there. You have to get original true copy. There's a video where I explained how you can do all this, and it's up on here. Please check it out. So once you go and get your original true copy from the registry where this marriage certificate was initially issued, you will need to go to Ministry of Foreign Affairs to authenticate it. Then you bring all these documents for legalization at the Spanish embassy. The documents that need to be legalized are as follows: this. Once you've legalized them, your marriage certificate is subject to investigation. Marriage certificate is subject to investigation, guys. An investigation takes 2 months. Do you see why I initially said you need 5 months to start your processing? This is why. So investigation will include a lawyer coming to your house to find out if that marriage actually occurred, if you're truly married to the man, if you have sponsors that can attest to this marriage, and all whatnot. They are going to do their findings, and it's going to take 2 months. So when the marriage certificate has been certified that it is true and you're actually married, they are going to now it's going to be legalized. And once it's legalized and other documents are legalized, okay, all these documents needs to be translated. Then you'll be able to book for your visa for the 3 of you. Guys, one thing I have to tell you is that this marriage certificate investigation and authentication, everything is paid for. Please, it's not free. For authentication of marriage documents, it's like 150,000 for as of today. So know this and know that you have to have the money that is needed for this process to be, actualized. All right, moving on. Now you will have to book for 3 people or 4 people or 5 people, depending on your family number or the number of people that you're bringing as dependents. Once you book, you attach your proof of funds. Number 1 proof of fund for you is 100% IPRM. Your wife or your significant other will have to come with 75% IPRM, and the next person or a child will have to come with 50% IPRM. So if you have 2 children, 3 children, all of them will have to have 50% IPRM. So am I speaking French? Check out this video. It talks about your IPRM and how to do the calculations. All right, all these documents together. I will advise you, it is better to start this process together with your dependents if you truly want to bring them. Do you get? It is always advisable to start. It's easier to start the process together when you are doing yours, so that you just bring your family over while doing your own. They don't need to come and start checking whether you're really in school, whether you really got admission and all those good stuff. This is the best way. So now you fill the form, attach passport. The new form now is merged, so it's English and Spanish together. Before it used to be separated. So you fill that form. That's just one form, and once you fill it, put in your details, fill in all the places that needs to be filled for yourself. Your spouse should do hers also, and your child or children, you can assist them in filling the forms. You're going to be attaching a passport, and you're going to be booking for, once you've gotten legalization dates, you need to book for visa application submission. So how you do it is, I'll put up the email address where you can send this visa application submission just to book. You are going to be mentioning your name. You're going to be mentioning the school you got admitted into, and also you're going to also be mentioning your resumption date. Please guys, the visa that you are getting for your family is not family reunion visa. A lot of people get it twisted and think that they need to get family reunion visa. No, the visa you need to get for this kind of process is accompanying visa. Student accompanying visa. So that is the kind of visa you need to get, not family reunion. Family reunion is for those who already have their spouse or significant other in Spain, in the interest country, and they are trying to file for them to come from their home country into Spain. But as 2 of you are going, 2 of you are still in your home country, you're going together. So this is not family reunion visa. This is accompanying visa. So yes, once you have that sorted, you are going to book for a date. As I was saying earlier, you're going to book for this date, and they'll be issuing a date based on when your school is going to resume. Do you get? So yes, and As I've said it now, that's the template you're going to use. Your name, you, as you're coming with 3 people, so you put in you write all those details, your name, the name of your significant other, your children's name should be included, and you tell them you got admission into so university, and this is your resumption date. So once you do that, they're going to be giving you a appointment for visa submission. So once you get that date, you arrange all your documents. Every legalized document that was done at Spanish embassy, you need to make photocopies of them. Each copy, one. You have the original document, you have the photocopy, and you have your translated document. Do not forget. Once you've gotten your legalized documents from Spanish embassy, you need to do translation of these documents, all of them. The only documents you're not going to be translating is you're not going to be translating proof of funds, you're not going to be translating using health insurance, yes, you're not going to be translating that. Any other thing you are using for this process needs to be translated. So from your certificate, marriage certificate, birth certificate, medical report, police character certificate, all those good stuff, they all need translation. If you're having a sponsor, you need to translate the sponsorship letter as well. So yeah, having translated all your documents, you're now going to be submitting them at the visa office. You're going to be going as with your family. Remember that your family members have to have like a international passport that is at least valid for 18 months. Yes, because if you're having a 2-course program, you don't want a situation whereby your international passport will expire when you are in that country. It's better you do a new international passport if you find out that it's about to expire. So yes, get an international passport that is valid for yourself and your dependents. Then you attach all these things, go to the embassy, submit your document. There is no interview required for this process. You just submit it. Everything that when you get there, the visa officer will be telling you how to arrange your document and submit. Once you submit, you wait. It takes 3 weeks, 15 working days for your visa to be processed and for you to get a verdict that are favorable or non-favorable. But if you do everything I have said in this video, you definitely will be getting a favorable result. So yeah, when they call you and tell you your visa is ready, just go and pick it up and start preparing yourself to come to Spain. Guys, I know this video is very, I don't know, I made it kind of very fast. So if you need further clarifications on how to go about this, or you need a step-by-step guidance, you need me to hold your hand in order for you to accomplish this, please do well to contact me at amara_udagu or my Gmail. I'll be leaving the details up on here. So contact me, I will help you, tell you how to go about this, tell you the proof of funds you need, tell you everything that is needed for this process to be accomplished. I'll be helping you every step of the way until you get your visa. So if you need this, and also if you need help with translation of documents, I work with an authorized translator and I can help you do this. Just send me the request on IG or my Gmail and I'll be doing this for you. Yes. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. I had fun bringing it to you and see you on my next video. Till then, watch these 2 videos after now. Hasta luego.